So my favorite YouTuber of all time is Jordan Green, and I remember he was live streaming one day, and he mentioned the fact of how he would do sponsorships, and basically people would hate on him for doing it, but then he said that those same people that are hating on him for doing it are the same ones that would make fun of him being broke, and that's how he made his money on YouTube. And I don't know what he's up to nowadays, but when I watched him back in the day, like the last couple of years, he would do sponsorships and he was able to survive doing content for a living. And when I moved back in 2023 January, so from that point on to April 2025, I was living off of YouTube ad revenue and it got me through it obviously, but I mean, I'm not there anymore, so it didn't work out. And the reason it didn't work out is because you can't be relying on ads to be able to make a living as a creator. It'd be like if you do Instagram and you're relying on bonuses, man. That doesn't exist. Like that's not a thing. They're relying on affiliate marketing and brand deals. I mean, there's some brand deals that pay you 15, 20K a month. There's some that pay you 5K a month, right? 1K a month. So they fluctuate. But the reason I bring that up, and I know this isn't gonna resonate with like that many people, but I'm trying to switch up my content because I'm just exhausted talking about women every single day. You guys are gonna start to realize that pretty quickly watching the latest videos. But in terms of yeah, my comments the last week, it's just if you know, you know, man. I know if Heck's listening to this, he can kind of relate. But like, you'll look at comments and you look at 5 comments, and like four of them are just about the video. It's like, good job, good analysis. But then there's just that one idiot who just has nothing going in his life that has to make some sort of negative comment about the ads and the sponsorships. And it's so hypocritical because the same thing that people complain about the sponsorships, literally the league that they watch, and they're watching my video on the NBA or the NFL or the MLB, right? Or the NHL, whatever it may be. But like the same thing they're complaining about in my video, those companies are sponsored by them. Like if you watch a game, you see the same ads, right? So it's just it's gotten ridiculous. And I don't read Swaggy Out's comments, and the reason I don't is because there's two reasons. The first thing is that people they don't know who I am. They just see a video and then immediately jump to conclusions and then just create a narrative and run with it. The second thing is that like the same people saying that don't have anything that I want, right? Like they don't run a business. They haven't scaled it to $100,000 a month. Like that ultimately would be the dream. I mean, is that realistic? Probably not. But I mean, if you don't believe that you can do it, then why are you doing it? It's kind of thing. Like if you don't want to be the best you could be, then what's even the purpose of life to that point? So it's like people will give me advice, but it's like they've never been in my situation, never been in my shoes. I'm not saying I'm better than them, but my goal has always been to work for myself. And even if there was some setbacks along the way, that's still the goal, right? And you live and you learn and you make adjustments and you adapt. And that's what's happened. So in terms of my sponsorship, I don't regret it at all, man. I mean, obviously, like I don't want to live in a situation to where I can't read my comments, but I mean, cool. Like people are gonna talk shit. I mean, I'm getting paid literally to do what I love, and it's probably the first time in my life that I have felt good about my floor because I had a very high ceiling 3 years ago when I had just gotten out of college. I mean, we're talking about like 7 to 12K a month off of ad revenue, and that wasn't even including anything else. But it's like that was the ceiling. But then you kind of get humble quick with the floor, and then I went from $12,000 in a month to $1,000 in a month. So had I had a sponsorship or two, that wouldn't have mattered. Views are down. I mean, I would say the sponsor isn't gonna like that because they're paying you, but it's like that's the beauty of a contract is like it's guaranteed because the thing about 9 to 5 that I respect is that I mean you get a guaranteed paycheck, right? But with YouTube, you don't. It relies on views and things like that, and you can't always control it, man. I mean, like if you're in a situation to where you're covering a team that is struggling, it doesn't matter what you do. Like the views are going to go down. If you're covering a team that's playing well, the views are going to go up, right? I mean, I remember one month I made like uh not this past December, but last December, I think I made $7,500 covering the Chicago Bears in a month off of ad revenue. So it's like there's gonna be crazy months like that, but you can't. And this probably like you're gonna get anything from this video that people will be able to relate to is that you shouldn't jump into a situation where it's your best month. So like I got a 2 bedroom apartment two bath. It was 1,600 a month, which to most of you guys probably isn't that much, but it's like my first apartment. I mean, as much as I love that apartment, and that'll always like be a home to me, man. But it wasn't smart because I'm not a math guy at all. But if I jumped into an apartment that was a one bedroom, one bath for 1,500 a month, let's do the math on that. So just don't click off, man. I got you guys. Let's see, 600. Okay, so if I had gone with the one bedroom, then I would have saved a total of 6,000. Think about that for a second. I would have saved 6 grand. 500 times 12 is 6,000. That's freaking crazy, bro. Had I had that extra 6 grand, I mean, then I would not have been in the spot that I was where I had to ultimately move back. And was a lot of it egotistical? Yeah, I mean, you could absolutely argue that because I could have just stayed where I was at and probably gotten a job to go with YouTube and it would have been fine. But to me, it's always been about the content. I mean, you get one life. I mean, there's people who go all in on their passion. There's people that will actually just kind of work a job and go with it. It doesn't really matter what you decide to go with, but using your resources to your advantage is always going to be the best decision, at least in my opinion, because I did it. But so, like, I know a lot of people don't believe in regression, which I respect. But for me, nah, man. I mean, it took me probably a year to kind of figure it out, but now I just wake up and I know exactly what I'm doing and I know not necessarily what's going to happen because it's still completely volatile, but I at least know that there's going to be work to be done that will get me to where I need to get to. And there wasn't just a setback with the apartment, there was a setback with savings, things like that, and spending a bunch of money. But I mean, let people talk, bro. It's the thing is people are going to talk no matter what you do. Like you could be Nikola Jokic, you could be Alexander Ovechkin, like whatever sport. If you guys watch sports, like your people are going to talk, bro. So like it doesn't make sense to be like, man, these comments people are attacking my sponsorship. Let me just not do the sponsorship and I'll just rely on that. Like, come on, bro. The same people's talking, bro, are gonna talk if you stop doing them. And then all of a sudden now you don't have the money. So I'm not saying it's all about the money, but in this case, yeah, an extra couple $1,000s a month is it changes everything. Like especially even if your sponsorship just pays for your rent. Like imagine if I was making 1,600 a month off of my sponsorship and when I was living in Texas, then bro, I would have been chilling. I would have been absolutely chilling because especially because a lot of the times it's like you're doing everything you can just to get by and it just stresses you out. But it's like, hey, at least if I have a slow month, I know that the rent's covered with the sponsorship and it allows you to save up and stuff like that. But it's not even just necessarily how much money you're making. And I'll sound like a broken record if you guys keep watching my videos, but it's about how you save money, man. I mean, if you have a down month and you're budgeting and things like that, then you're gonna be all right. But if you're living a lifestyle where it's off of your best month, that's when things become a problem. And I don't have many regrets in life. I don't think you should live with regrets. The two regrets that I have, the first one would be my previous relationship. I know I say this all the time, but definitely cheating in my relationship because looking back on it, it was just so selfish and self-centered and things like that. But the second one is that how uh I don't know, I'm trying to think of a word. How I'm just gonna use a basic word, just we'll say generous, like how generous I was towards people in my life. And what I mean by that is maybe like paying for someone when it shouldn't really be your job to do that. And like people will be like, "Oh yeah, well, I mean, I'm not gonna buy you anything unless like I offer." It's like that's just how people live, and like that's kind of what I'm saying is that most people are like that, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But it's like there's no reason to just be generous and just be buying stuff and handing stuff out because would those people do that to you? Probably not, right? So that cost me a lot of money. Was just buying things for people and yeah, they just don't reciprocate it, man. I mean, one of my friends back home is the perfect example. Is it's like you do this and that for him, you do everything, but then it's like it's not given back to you, and people don't even think about it. So yeah, there's a word for this. I'm forgetting about it. Cynical. Yeah, cynical. How did I just think of that? Hit the like button for me remembering that word. Wow. Back to my college days, but a long time ago. Yeah, so cynical basically means that you just kind of anticipate people being self-centered. It doesn't mean evil, but just thinking about themselves and things like that. And that literally, bro, that's how people are. So when I move again, I'm not I'm not being generous. It's as simple as that. Like if I have a friend and like let's say that the Knicks have a big win and then I'm out with my friend and it's like, hey man, like let me get you a shot, right? That's fine, but like buying somebody food, bro, I literally got my friend's car out of the tow yard a couple of times. Just things like that, bro. Like food was the biggest thing, like buying him food and stuff like that. And I mean, he didn't have the money to even be able to do all that, but it's like that's not my problem, bro. Is the thing, and it's like you help out those people, and would they kind of help you out? Would they even be around if you were at your lowest? And this is something that my one of my good friends in Texas actually told me was that a lot of people aren't going to come around when you don't have anything. Because this is a guy who had a crib with a pool. He had a a nice car, right? A Charger, and then it kind of fell apart. And those same people aren't around anymore. It's not even who you are; it's what you can provide to them. So yeah, I know you guys like the longer videos, but I feel like this one doesn't need to be any longer. I kind of got everything I had to off of my chest. So I know it's new, right? I'm not complaining about women like, oh my God, man, I had a date last night. This girl flaked on me. Bro, right now, the focus is long term stability because, see, I'm not even gonna get into it, bro, but all that matters is literally today. And it's like, how can I be better today? And that's the thing, bro. If you start thinking about yesterday, you start thinking about the future, that's when you get yourself into trouble.